I ain't gonna take up a lot of your time. I just really wanted to have a conversation with you about some relationship stuff. Okay, this season seems to be real life about relationships and how we're interacting with individuals, rather it be familial status or if it's in relationship with your boo for real, or even if it's in friendships. This season seemingly seems to be really relationship driven. And I've always been about relationships. Rather, it's a relationship with yourself, making sure you're understanding who you are, what your heart is all about. I've always been that individual. So that's been me, that's my posture, and I'm going to remain there. But I also want to be sensitive to the spirit. And what's transpiring, the individuals that I talk to and I interact with on a regular basis, it is imperative to me that I'm able to relate to individuals that I speak with on a regular basis, people that DM me, people that send me emails, and that I have conversations with on a regular basis. So this season, seemingly, like I said, has really been about relationships. And if you have something to share, feel free to put it into the comments. If you're shy, feel free to DM me, call me, text me, email me, however you got to reach me. I don't care how it gets here. Just make sure it gets here so we can have a conversation. Either it be you and I, or it can be something that we can do out here on these social media streets. So, nevertheless, I really want to say that this is an important note for me to make sure that I express to you is in any relationship, it is important to be mindful of our own emotions and experiences. If you are feeling embarrassed about the intensity of a new relationship, or you're feeling like you're downplaying it because you think people may judge you, listen, those are good signs that you may need to take some time to reflect on that particular relationship. And most importantly, if something feels off, it probably is. I need you to trust your instincts and your intuition. There isn't an obligation to stay in any relationship that isn't good for you. You got to know who you are and what it is that you want out of any relationship. Okay. So today I want to talk to you about this wonderful thing called love bombing. Have you ever heard of the love bombing? Well, I want to say something to you in regards to love bombing, and I want to say why, or ask the question, why is love bombing harmful? Love bombing can cause an emotional turmoil for the recipient as the relationship progresses. In the beginning, a love bomber may overwhelm the other person with excessive love and affection, right? And the intensity can create excitement about the relationship and the potential that it has and the potential that it's going to hold, making it seem too good to be true. And sometimes it is. However, comma, once they sense that the other person has become comfortable and that the relationship feels more secure, their behavior may start to change a little bit. And I need you to take note to that. Love bombers may begin to exercise control over the other person. Now, let me explain something to you. The term love bombing refers to the overwhelming and often misaligned affections during the early stages of a relationship. Once a person goes above and beyond to please the other, offering excessive compliments, they're pushing for commitment and spending a lot of time together, making grand gestures. And who don't like gift giving? You know, they'll give you some gifts, and those not just regular gifts, they be the top tier gifts, right? Those are things you got to be mindful for. And while we all enjoy these feelings and the desire to have them last, what's important is to recognize these behaviors can become overwhelming. Yeah, feeling loved can become overwhelming. They may even lead to feelings of manipulation. Now, what I want to say, it's crucial. And yes, I did use the word crucial, to remember our own traumas, okay? Remember your traumas and remember your emotions and use discernment in these situations. That's imperative. I need you to stay mindful and aware. Don't confuse love bombing with the initial excitement of a friendship or a courtship. Instead, pay attention to what happens as the relationship develops and you become more settled. Love bombing is designed to sweep you off your feet and to make any new relationship feel extra exciting. However, it is essential to recognize when these behaviors make you feel uncomfortable. Those warm, fuzzy feelings can sometimes become overwhelming and lead to an uneasy feeling. Don't dismiss those, though, okay? How you're feeling, your emotions are valid. And it's okay to feel a certain type of way. Identify what feels good and what doesn't, and have the open discussions with your partner to set boundaries that are comfortable for you. Okay. This awareness is going to help guide your decision about the relationship moving forward, but it's imperative that you know you. Now, I know you're probably wondering, Tiffany, how am I to identify signs or red flags? How am I to notice the difference between love bombing, the initial feelings, and all the other kind of stuff? Glad you asked that. And here are a few things that I want you to consider. Love bombers are often charming and very flattering, right? And while it's perfectly fine to receive all these compliments and excessive praise, they can become uncomfortable. I can't reiterate this enough. I need you to understand excessive praise can become uncomfortable, especially when it feels like it's forced or it feels fake or even inauthentic. Okay. Compliments may also be repeated too often or given without genuinely knowing who you are. Be careful and be mindful of that. Now, I'm not saying for you not to enjoy the relationship, enjoy your relationship, but remain mindful of your feelings, because only you can determine when too much becomes overwhelming. Only you're going to be able to understand that. Intense clinginess is something else that you want to be mindful for. It's natural to want to text the individual, right? Who doesn't want to text their partner? Who doesn't want to call them and spend time with a new friend or a potential partner? However, comma, if someone becomes overly clingy, it can quickly become overwhelming, and it may be a sign for you to put pause on there. If that individual is making declarations of love, building deeper connections is a gradual process that often requires time and patience. Even when a strong attraction ignites during the initial meeting, the true bond takes longer to develop. And if they're moving way too fast for you, that might be a sign for you to put pause on the situation. Make sure you're considering how you're feeling in all of this. Again, okay? If they're putting pressure on you to commit, each relationship has its own timeline. If one person tries to take control or pushes the relationship to progress faster than the other is comfortable with, I think you guessed it by now. It may be time for you to put pause on that. Now, over the top gift giving is something else that you want to pay attention to. Gifts can be a nice gesture. Again, who don't like gifts, right? Gift giving is something great. We all like it, okay? But if they are excessive or feel conditional, it can be a sign that someone is trying to exploit or manipulate their partner. Just because you ain't ever had it before, don't ignore your feelings. Because again, that could be time to put pause on the situation. Pay attention to, is there a sudden distance or or coldness to that individual? Does everything seem fine until suddenly it isn't? If someone becomes cold or distant after previously showing excessive affection and they're, ooh, hey, boo, I can't live without you, ooh, 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 guess what? It can be concerning. And it may be time for you to put a little bit of a pause on that situation. Okay. Again, limiting a person's access to friends or family, that can be a cause for concern. Gaslighting the other person, if they're always wanting to shift blame, or you're denying what the truth is, minimizing or dismissing the needs of others, using love or friendship as an excuse for their behavior or their harmful behaviors, forgetting what took place. Pay attention to that. Those are things that you really want to be mindful of. If they're acting unreasonably or they're even acting real jealous, these are things that you're going to want to be mindful of because that's just, are you wanting that into your life? Is that something that you really want around you? These are just flags for you to be mindful of. Okay. If they're engaging in other abusive behaviors like intimidation or physical harm, yeah, red flag on that play. Okay. But I want you to do something. I want you to take inventory. Okay. Reflecting on our lives and relationships is something that is essential for recognizing what is going well and what isn't going well. Okay. When assessing a relationship, it's important for you to consider both your perspective and experiences, as well as those of your friend or your partner. Take into account where you both are coming from, what you both desire from the relationship, and how you want it to move forward together. Consider asking yourself a few things. What was your life like before this relationship? How has your life changed since being in this relationship? These are things to consider. Do you spend time differently now than you did before? How are you spending your time? Is there anyone you've lost touch with since this relationship started that you wish you hadn't? These are things that I need you to consider. Do you and your friend or partner want the same things out of the relationship that you're in? And what expectations do you have for the relationship? What about your friend or your partner? Now, answering these questions can help you clarify your relationship and making it healthy for everyone that's involved. So, again, I'm not going to take a whole lot of time from you, but I just really want you to be mindful of these situations in regards to love bombing, okay? Enjoy your relationship. I am not saying for you not to enjoy your relationship, love. Please enjoy the relationship. But every relationship isn't a cookie cutter relationship. Just be mindful of some of the things, of some of the feelings, and don't disregard how you feel. Understood, overstood. Who don't like being in relationship? But just don't discount you. You've done that enough. Don't discount how you feel because the other person wants something. If you're not feeling it, pay attention to it, have the conversation, and it's probably going to be an uncomfortable conversation if you're not comfortable. But don't discount and discard how you feel. All right. I love you. Grace and peace. Hey y'all, it's your girl Tiffany Rochelle here. I just need you to do me a super huge favor, if you will, please. It ain't gonna take but a moment of your time. I need you to go to my website and I need you to grab these pickups right behind me. If you want to enhance your life and you want to better your life, or if you want to give it as a gift, go on and stop by my website and go ahead and grab a book. This little journal that's going to be right here, that's going to help you get some of your thoughts that's in your head out on a piece of paper. Express your feelings and talk about how you feel. I choose me. That book, that's definitely going to help you show the importance of why you need to choose you. It's okay for you to be selfish. And last, go ahead and grab Goal Diggers. Help yourself set some goals and go ahead and get things that you need need accomplished. It's time to get those thoughts out of your head and take action on it. These are action plans that you can make actionable. All right. And also, if you want to, go ahead and allow forgiveness to be your journey, and we'll get on that road. So go to my website and we'll get it taken care of.